What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Hope we're all doing really well. Now, FIFA has been out over a week now, and we're getting to grips with certain players, certain metas, certain formations, and we kind of know where we stand, and we do know where we stand in one respect, and that respect is defending. Defending is an absolute nightmare in this game. Now, whether it's OP dribbling or whether it's the fact that defending has been changed, it's up to interpretation, but it's extremely difficult to hold a lead. Yeah, it's crazy to hold a lead at the minute. You're very lucky not to come out of a game 2 or 3 goals scored either way. It is absolutely bonkers. So yeah, top left of your screen, you can kind of see we're in a rivals game. We're already 2-2, and yeah, I've seen a lot of people complaining already about games finishing 7-6, 10-9, for example. And yeah, there's not a lot we can do about it at this point in time, except try and find a meta formation, a meta tactic that works for us. Now, the one you see in front of you is the one I'm using at the minute, and we're using it on, well, my son is using it also as well, so we're hitting it from both barrels, and it is by far the closest one yet that gives us a little bit more stability than normal. Now, what I mean by that is you're not left with 2 defenders, isolated and on their own. So we do have a little bit of security in that respect. And yeah, attacking wise, it's pretty decent as well. Now, I don't have the best of squads. I will show you the squad and the setup towards the end of the video. Yeah, I don't have one of these Mbappe squads or Dembele squads or anything. I have a pretty basic squad that is maybe coin value 100k, something silly like that. It's not overly great. So yeah, we can all kind of start from the same point of view and from the same situation, especially for those of us that are not putting money onto the game and we're just literally heavily relying on rewards and SBCs and things like that. So yeah, that is where I think I benefit slightly differently from other YouTubers in that respect, because I don't have the money they do and I don't have the resources they do. So yeah, we can kind of all play with very similar squads, and you can kind of see here the counter attack on this formation is pretty sweet, to be fair. Um, like I say, I don't have the best of squads, but we score goals, and that is the main thing. So 6-5, 7-5. We also have a red card. If you look at the top left of your screen, you can see we're already a player down. So that was crazy defending by me. Let's move on to another gameplay clip. Now, this one is the Cornerstone Exhibition game. Now, this is 83 rated max. So you're only allowed 185 rated in the squad. And I just want to kind of show that we're not just using this in rivals or anything like that. We're using this formation across the board. So we're using it in every aspect of the game, every different, friendlies, live events, competitions, rivals, foot champs. Not done foot champs because it's not open. Well, it's not open as time of doing this video anyway. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that I'm using this formation quite readily and quite openly in a lot of these different situations. So yeah, 1-0. We get 2-0 up pretty quickly, and again, struggling to defend myself. I have a few hints and tips in terms of passing. Double tapping the X button lifts the ball slightly, and it is very difficult to intercept. And also the double triangle, which is the through ball button, so the double tapping that one also lifts the ball up and makes it very difficult for defenders to intercept that kind of passing. It is quite annoying that I have to use the double tap, but it is what it is at the end of the day, and the game, I'm guessing, is going to get patched. So 3-1 win, nice and easy. And yeah, let me just show you how I've got all this set up rather than talking anymore. So yeah, let's do that now. So let me show you how I have this set up. Now, this is predominantly the squad that I'm using at this point in time, and it is not the best by far. It is relatively cheap as well, regardless of the 89ers that are in there. I think my most expensive player is Pedri and Frimpong. They're the 2 most expensive, and of Marmouche, but I got him for free. So yeah, it's relatively cheap squad. So I'm trying to be honest with you guys and say that these formations work regardless whether you've got the Mbappes or whether you've got the 84s or the 81s in your squad. It doesn't really matter at this point in time. The formation works, and that is all that matters. So let's go straight to the tactics on this one. So there's your code if you want to skip all this. However, it is worth a little bit of an explanation. So it's the 4-2-3-1 wide, so we're using the LM and RM, as you can see in front of you. We're using it on build-up style counter because it kind of works differently than last year's FC. So the counter-attacking now, it literally does the transitions quickly from defence to attack, exactly what it says there. So you can get up the field really, really fast, which is kind of what you want in if you want to hold a lead, or you just want to be a little bit more compact, then that's ideally what you want to do. They very rarely leave their positions. They're very rarely out of shape. And again, if you rewind and go back to the gameplay clips, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So there we are. Defensive approach high. We have it on 70. Haven't found a niche for this yet. It's still too early, but that's pretty much nice as it is. It says it doesn't track opposition runs. They do track opposition runs. We had this last year as well, where it said it didn't, but it does. And also, you do get the auto offside trap with this, so that is worth bearing in mind too. Player roles. I think we're going to stick to what we know and what works from last season, and we're going to transfer it to this season because we know it works. So, sweeper keeper on the goalkeeper and balanced. I don't really think anything else applies. I haven't really seen a reason to have him on ball playing or support or anything at this point in time, unless things change. That's how I have it, and that's how I like it. So at least I know that if my defenders get caught, he's going to come rushing out and kind of clear up any mess. Left back and right back, full back and defend. Defenders on defend. There's no reason to have them on anything other than that at this point in time. And again, it's the same with the holding players. We'll both have them on holding and defend because this is a counter opportunity. This is a counter attacking team. So therefore, you kind of want them a little bit higher up. You don't want them sitting in between the two defenders, if you like. So that is why we've got them set there. We've got Shadow Striker on the cam and attack, Advanced Forward on the striker, and then the Element RM we have on inside forward and balanced. Now, it kind of looks like a 4-2-3-1 narrow when you have it with the ball. But the reason we're using inside forwards on balanced is because if we switch them to attack, for example, and then you can kind of see that it's a little bit further up, they don't come back and help and defend. They won't do anything. So instead of having a 4-5-1 in defence, you let Element RM and your striker just stay forward. So you're kind of losing out on 3 players that can help with the defence there. So yeah, it's worth bearing in mind at this point in time. If we have them on balanced, at least we know we've got some support on the wings if we need it. And again, I'll just show the code there. Yeah, so that's about it, guys, until the next time. So yeah, hit that like button if you like what you see. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's free of charge to subscribe. Doesn't cost anybody any kind of money at all. And obviously it keeps the channel growing and it keeps the channel moving forward with these type of tactics. So yeah, bear that in mind, please. And yeah, until the next video, everybody take care and look after themselves.